So I chased a woman out to Vegas, who is now my wife. And the woman I chased out here would not put up with some of my compulsive behaviors, like drinking and drugging and chasing women. So I had to leave all that behind to pursue her, and came out here and found gambling. And I ran my life into the ground. When she found out I was gambling uncontrollably, gave me the ultimatum: you either get help or get out. I went to Gamblers Anonymous, and that turned out to be my saving grace. I got a sponsor who was a Christian. He brought me to Christ. My life began this journey of otherness. I was no longer focused on pleasing myself, following my own reckless pursuits. So that surrender was my victory. I was 32 when I came to Christ, and I'm 66. Cindy and I started looking for a church and wound up over at Central Christian Church. And they decided they were going to plant a church on this side of town. So we came over and were on the ground floor with Canyon Ridge. 9 years ago, I became an elder. I don't know who nominated me, and I thought, you got the wrong guy, sort of thing. I said, I'll go through the interview process. Surely that'll weed me out. No one's going to take me after they hear my story. Astonishingly, I got on board. To be an elder and get behind the curtain, you discover that it's a bunch of imperfect people trying to execute God's perfect plan. So I learned a lot about grace that I thought I knew, but I didn't know it as intimately as I did being an elder. I think Christ was the first elder, and he demonstrated what an elder did at the Last Supper when he washed the feet of his disciples. A real elder doesn't throw down his card of authority and try to manhandle a situation or lay down the law, if you will. An elder's there to really be sensitive and aware to the pulse of the church, and when it's hurting, to step in that area and provide guidance and hope. One morning I was shaving, I noticed a lump on the side of my throat, and I have a friend who's a doctor, and I showed it to him, and I said, what do you think this is? He said, I don't know, but you need to go to an ENT and get it checked. And I got in, he looked at it, did a needle biopsy on it, and it was diagnosed as cancer. I thought I had faith, but that was where the rubber met the road. I encountered more doubts than ever before, and had to be very intentional about seeking out some sort of support for my faith. I used to walk 5 miles every day during treatment. I'd never been a person to ask for prayer, but I asked for prayer from complete strangers I would meet on that walk. And I learned that not asking for prayer is denying people the opportunity to grow closer to God on your behalf. Just if I get my gaze off of my own little pity party for one and look outside of me, what was going on was just absolutely amazing. I had finished treatment about a year to the day, and got diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic prostate cancer. The cancer is metastasized into my bones. For all practical intents and purposes, I'm in remission. However, it's just a matter of time. The other day, my wife and I were talking. She looked at me and said that, I've always been a good man, that there was part of me to my core that was a good person. Then I met Christ, and she said, now you're a great man. For a wife to say that to a husband is just an incredible thing. I think she said a great man because the measure of my goodness was amplified by the fact I was not serving myself, but serving others.